All right, come on, Scoot. Hi, girl, Scooter, right here. All right, Westbrooks, here's a look at your girl doing her thing. Heel, sit, give. Good girl. I'm very happy with Scooter. Um, she has come a long way lately. She's kind of really starting to put the pieces together. Here, good. Heel, sit. Yeah, she was about to drop there, so I didn't want to give her the opportunity to drop. Let's do one more, baby. Hey. So, dog training is nothing more than, repetition, repeating a process until you can't do it wrong. Good. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Yeah. So I'm really happy with Scooter. She's retrieving real birds nicely. She's cooperating with me. She's really got a good attitude. We've kind of got over the hump. So the way things move from here, I want to try to explain. So we are at basically what I think of as a dog training fork in the road. Um, Up until this point, all of her training has kind of been one thing, pretty much. Right here, kind of what you just saw. I throw the bird, and then we're going to do some obedience drills with picking the stick up off the ground. Now we're going to start to see the training form into two different branches. So branch number one is going to form what we call marks, meaning where the dog is going to sit still, watch the bird fall, see it, go get it, bring it here, come to heel, present, and deliver to hand. That's a primary function of what we've been doing with our force fetch training, and that's why we move outside to do this. But we're also going to continue with her force fetch training. So force fetch training is going to become very, very elaborate. And I want to show you what I mean by that. So the elaborate force fetch training where we teach her to pick up an object, that first started right in front of her mouth and then in front of her on the ground, and then we'll be out 5 yards in front of her. Eventually, it's going to become what we call blind retrieve, meaning she doesn't know where it is, but I'm going to tell her that she needs to pick it up. And eventually, I mean, if you do this for years of training, eventually we teach the dog, hey, I need you to run, all the way to that wind turbine out there. There's, run 400 yards that way. There's something on the ground I need you to pick up, and I'm going to tell you how to get there. So this is where we really start to see two definitive parts of their training. And when a dog goes to a test, we have marked retrieves and we have blind retrieves. And so this is where we start to teach her sort of not only are we teaching her the mechanics of how to deliver, but now we're going to teach her a whole new concept of picking up something that she did not see fall. And that's really a big part of why this is so difficult. All right, baby, come here. Good girl. Sometimes she gets a little uptight when I do this. Um, and if so, we'll add the leash. Hey, fetch. So what I did right there is I applied a very small e-collar stimulation. Good. Heel, sit. And I said the F word. Okay. The F word means you need to pick something up. Good girl. Give. And of course, it was obvious. It was right there on the ground. That's what I needed her to pick up. Right. And so that idea of there's something on the ground that I didn't throw, but it's sitting there on the ground. I need you to pick it up. All right, so here we go, baby. Scooter, fetch. Good girl. Good. So the other thing that blind retrieves do when we start going through this is it helps us shape very precisely how the dog is going to be received. Meaning, I'll be talking a lot about my hips. Give. So I'm using my hips to communicate with the dog which way we're aiming. So when we run hunt tests, and when we hunt the dog for that matter at all, right here, heel, good, sit. We're using a square mat here, and yes, I know you want love. I want the dog to be working off of my hips. So I'm facing here, straight north in this particular video. I want her to be thinking, you need to go that way, go straight north. Don't worry about the other directions. I'm giving her a cue of which way we're going to go, which way we're facing. Right? So I put the object in front of me, straight out in front of me. I say fetch, give her a slight e-collar nick here, heel, sit. Good dog. Good. Give. Good. So there really becomes this balance between, you can see how she's, when we're doing this, fetching off the ground, how she's a little bit more cautious. She's a little bit more calculated. She's very under control. As opposed to when she's chasing the duck, it's whee, let's go, right? So there's kind of this balance we have to strike between, go, have the drive, have the passion to go get out there and go get the bird, but also I need you to be under control. And really, when we start thinking about, with Scooter, we're working with the end in mind, and we should do that with every dog. We should start with the end in mind. Um, but at the end, when we're doing high level hunt tests, they judge the dog on just those things. Those are actually, there's a score sheet that they measure, what was this dog's, level of drive? What was their level of cooperation? How well did you score their, marking ability? All these things that they look at. And what we're doing is we're balancing natural tendency to go like with the mark, and the ability to be controlled. So it's really this balancing act, and I think Scooter's actually going to do quite well at this. She enjoys doing the work with me, and you can tell. I mean, obviously, she's always so sweet with me. Well, she's sweet with everyone. She's ready to do the work. She's ready to work because she likes the person. She is a dog who is doing this for me. She likes it. I mean, she's having fun, but she is doing it because she's trying to please me, and that's great. Knowing that is part of the puzzle. But all in all, I'm real happy with Scooter. Like I told you, I sent Mary a text that said, I think she could probably pass the first hunt test this weekend. I think we should push pause on that. I've actually got her and like two or three others that are like right there, what I call kind of on the bubble. They probably could have passed, um, but I don't want the dogs to just go out and probably pass. I want to take the dogs to the test. I want to show them off. I want people to go, wow, look at those dogs. That's what it's supposed to look like. And Scooter is almost there. And quite frankly, we've got a whole nother year. What? A year plus. I mean, she's not even a year old. It's only like 9 or 10 months. So I really think she's got just tons of potential. You know, Maybe we can do some stuff in June when I get back from vacation. We can talk about that. If not, this fall we'll look at really having a really polished product for her to run. Once the tests kick up again, it kind of cools off a little bit. But anyway, Scooter's doing great. Couldn't be happier with her.